and the masters of the universe by the power of Grayskull.
Absolute value, or the power of an integer, an even better word than power would be magnitude. And so when we talk about magnitude of something, we're talking about the power of something. We talk about the magnitude of an earthquake, we're talking about the power of that earthquake. So absolute value is the magnitude of a number. We find it by saying how far is that number from 0. So for example, what's the absolute value of 6? Well, it might be useful to use a number line. Here I have a number line, and the absolute value of 6 is the distance of the number 6 from the number 0. And you can see that's a total of 6 units. So the absolute value of 6 is 6. What's the absolute value of negative 5? The distance of negative 5 from 0 is going to be 5 units. So what we're concerned about is not the sign of these numbers, this being positive 6 and negative 5. We're only concerned about how powerful it is and what's its magnitude, what's its distance from 0. What is the absolute value of 0? Well, 0 is right next to itself, so the distance from 0 to itself is 0. Now, absolute value has an abbreviation, so we don't have to write out those words all the time. And absolute value uses 2 bars. And so we would read this as the absolute value of 12. The distance of 12 from 0 is 12. The absolute value of negative 2, well, how far is negative 2 from 0? That's going to be 2 units. What's the absolute value of 45? Well, 45 is 45 units from 0. And this last one, what's the absolute value of negative 112? That is just going to be 112. So you can notice that all these numbers end up being positive. And the reason why this is important is later on we're going to use this idea of absolute values and the magnitude of a number to add and subtract positive and negative numbers, to add and subtract integers. Here's some tough ones. When we do absolute values, we do what's inside of them first, and then we do the outside, kind of like parentheses. So the inside of this absolute value of 12 is going to be 12, but there's a negative on the outside, so it's going to be negative 12. This one, the inside is 5 minus 3, so we got the absolute value of 2, which is 2. This one, we got the absolute value of negative 82, which will be 82, but we have a negative on the outside, so it's going to end up being negative 82.
And I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe.